Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Assalamu alaikum. That means peace be unto you. I'm Sister Charlene Muhammad, your host. Welcome to a special 2-hour broadcast of Liberated Sisters, streaming live right here from Mars Media Studios in Leimert Park, the great Mars Media Studios. We have a fantastic show for you today. We're going to start out with the Justice Report coming right out of the Final Call newspaper, and then we're going to hear from attorney Pamela Muhammad. She has a new show on the Elevated Places Network. That's student minister Dr. Ava Muhammad's channel. You guys, this is huge, 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 right? Elevated Places is doing big things. And so attorney Pamela Muhammad is going to be here to highlight very briefly A Time for Justice. It airs tonight. So we want you all to tune in. After that, we're going to have some more on Mars Media Studios. This marks part 2 of the Pumps on the Ground segment out of Tulsa. We were on location with the Love Not Blood campaign, Sister Beatrice X, Cephas Uncle Bobby X Johnson, and we were down in the Greenwood District. And there's going to even be more in an upcoming show because we just want to give you what we got from the beautiful people at Tulsa, in Tulsa. And then after that, you really want to call folk and tune in because we have the mighty, mighty, mighty Fruit of Islam, the FOI. You know them. These are the brothers out there on the streets, not only protecting you just by their presence. We call them the angels on the corner, but they're taking the Final Call newspaper, the published word of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the flagship paper for the Nation of Islam, the Final Call. They go door to door. Well, they'll be here in studio again. I love when the brothers come. They light it up in here because they're just real. The men of God are real. So coming up right now is the Justice Report, and we're also going to have the Farrakhan Factor. Yes, we will. 2 hours today. Spread the word. Love Isaac Hayes. May Allah be pleased with him. In the Final Call newspaper, right out of the cover story, is our great hitter, Anissa Muhammad, contributing writer with Father Flager. Congratulations, Father Flager, our brother, a man of good works, the life and faith of Father Flager. Father Flager has been reinstated, I would say, as the senior pastor of St. Sabina Church in Chicago. He has been serving the Black and oppressed communities of Chicago for at least 53 years, advocating against violence and police brutality. So when sex abuse allegations arose, many in the Black community had no problem standing up for him. Father Flager is back on his job. He really never stopped working and serving the people, but this is our white Catholic brother. That's skin only. So I'm not going to go further into that cover story except to appeal to you to go ahead and subscribe to Final Call, finalcalldigital.com, read about Father Flager, and look, y'all know we don't hate white people. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan doesn't hate white people. He doesn't hate any man except he hates what God hates, and we do too. But we love Father Flager, and so he's heading a congregation there in Chicago, and the lies didn't work, and he has been vindicated. Going further into the Final Call newspaper, I'm just going to snap some headlines real quick because we are getting ready to hear from attorney Pamela Muhammad regarding A Time for Justice. The Fall of America Amid Division, Destruction, and Death. That is Brother Michael Z. Muhammad, our writer out of Philly, and he's talking about the prophecy, the prophetic words, the warning, the revelation, actually, the revelations by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in terms of the fall of America and the destruction that we're seeing taking place. Alrighty, Brother Askia Muhammad, our senior editor, he writes out of Washington, D.C., y'all. He writes that despite the new outlook, the United States global war and the influence is waning, right? Global power. So despite new outlook, the United States global power influence is waning. We're going to come right around to a contributing report. Let me get this person's byline correct. This is by Kenny Stansill. He writes that the United States Justice Groups release a blueprint to end the torture of solitary confinement. That's pretty big. That's really big torture there. Also, in the final call, a judge pauses loan forgiveness program for non-white farmers. I want to dig into that a little bit. A federal judge has halted a loan forgiveness program for farmers of color in response to a lawsuit alleging the program discriminates against white farmers. Well, I'll be diggity dog. There you go. What about the discrimination against blacks and black farmers right now, still fighting for justice? Men on a Mission, that's highlighting the fruit of Islam across the country. That's taking the word, the final call to the streets. But we have the Push Crew, a Fisher, that's going to be in here in the second hour. So I won't go into that until they come, right? But I do want to round out the justice report with don't let them vaccinate you. We won't consent to being guinea pigs. We won't ignore your deadly history. We won't join your efforts to destroy us. And we won't stop giving the ministers warning despite you censoring us all over the place. Why are you afraid? Any opponent wants to get in the ring. Why are you afraid to get in the ring? Why are you taking the ring? Why are you sliding the rug out from under the ring? Why are you taking the ropes? Why are you moving all the gloves out of the gym? Why we can't get into the ring with you? Because you cannot contend with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. He is not a liar. God is not mocked. And when he says don't do this, there's bona fide reasons why. I can't wait until we hear from Attorney Pamela Muhammad, because they're going to be dealing with this and many other things. But let me settle down a little bit. I'm just so excited to bring you this word. So in the COVID report for the final call this week, which is going to conclude the justice report, we have the killing fields. Dr. Ridgely Muhammad, the great farmer, our brother, the agriculturalist over Muhammad Farms in Georgia, he writes how the U.S. government suppresses safe and effective treatments for COVID-19 in favor of the deadly vaccines. Thank you. It's true. It's there. Read it for yourselves. Continuing in the COVID report, the Final Call newspaper has the children's, as Minister Ava promised, the Children's Health Defense petition there. So in a note to readers, it says that beyond the religious and medical exemptions to vaccine mandates, you are entitled by law to refuse the COVID-19 vaccines. They are experimental products which have not been licensed, only given emergency use authorization. You may show the letter below to any employer, educational, or other institution to assist you. To assist you in the event you are told you are required to be vaccinated. Well, guess what? It's right there in the Final Call newspaper, linking you to Children's Health Defense. Thank you, Attorney Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and your team for this. And also, if you already took it, still do this, because it's coming around again with booster shots. They're saying every year. Also, possible mask mandates are seasonal. But at any rate, that's going to conclude the Final Call, the justice report out of the Final Call newspaper. We have Attorney Pamela Harris, but I also promised you the Farrakhan factor. So if we could, Attorney Pamela, just give me 5 minutes. We're going to go with the Farrakhan factor now, okay? We got to hear from the minister, and here is why. Because there's a lot going on Twitter and in social media. People are battling for the respect of black women, and they're battling black men. We are not the problem, but we've made each other the problem. But at the end of the day, I want you to hear the call from Minister Farrakhan, because it is dangerous today to play with the black woman. So black women, let's not play with ourselves. Here's the Farrakhan factor.
I was told to deliver this message. You think you're invincible because you got money, bombs, guns, and planes, killing babies, innocent people. I think you're insane. Chaos and destruction is the name of your game. Somebody's got to stop you before the whole world goes up in flames. So
no, brothers, you are not guilty. Sisters, they're not guilty. I'll tell you why in a minute. If a man's duty is to preserve and protect you and to upkeep you and to keep you in the specified state that God has made for you, this is why men fight over women. But you fight over her for the wrong reason. A man should die before he let a stranger contaminate his woman. A man should kill. You didn't hear me, brothers. I'll say it again, brother. We ought to be number one killers on the earth to keep any man away from our woman. Yes. When I was coming back from Iraq, before the war broke out, there was an African brother that I met in Baghdad. I met him once in Washington, D.C. He's a very wealthy black man. But he said to me, Brother Farrakhan, I would like to come back to the United States, but I would like to be a citizen and get a green card. You know what I mean? So I'm wondering, do you know any women or woman that I could take up with? In other words, we make an arrangement. My son is my witness. I said, brother, I will kill you. And he's a black man like myself. Well, you know what the hell I'll do to somebody else? He's my brother, but I'll chop his damn head off over this. Yeah, brother, I want you to hear me well, because we will kill you over these. Any of you that want protection, you come here. Yeah, we'll kill concrete over you. Do you know why? A man is not worth anything if he will not protect the woman that gives birth to his own nation. You're not guilty, brothers. You are a conquered male. And when the white man comes into our society and he goes to war with the men of that society that he may have free access to your woman. And he has gone to war with us and conquered us as men. And therefore we could not be to her what God demanded of us to be until we are made free of the mind and the power of our enemies that control and dominate our thinking. We have to be freed mentally, and that's why Jesus said, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. And once you are a free black man, then the thing you have to do is then free your woman and your children and become the man to her that God demands of you and me. What does God demand of us? God does not demand that we picket white people to build us a school. God don't demand for us as men to pick up a picket sign and go downtown and say, we want justice. If we are men, we'll get our heads together and take justice. We'll give ourselves justice. God does not ask a man to ask another man for freedom. God gives us the right to be free, and any man that want to be free, he'll earn his freedom by his own blood and sweat.
You got that? Enough said. Attorney Pamela Muhammad, thank you so much for your patience. That's the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Straight like that, but here now to talk about a time for justice is again Attorney Pamela Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, Sister Charlene.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm doing good. And you, beloved?
I am fine by Allah's grace, beloved. And thank you so much for having us on your show today.
Praise
sister.
be to Allah. I apologize for the timing. Duty calls, and I had some interviews to do this morning, and I was not going to move until I finished. But I apologize to you and everyone for being late today. So, Attorney Pamela, we have a beautiful flyer, and you're going to have the Nation of Islam General Counsel Abdul Arif Muhammad on tonight. Tell us about A Time for Justice and how did it come about?
Yes, ma'am. And once again, I want to thank you and tell you that it is my pleasure to be on your show today, Sister Charlene Muhammad. And our show, A Time for Justice, is a legal show. We're going to talk about legal and current events in the form of a roundtable discussion with brilliant legal minds. And many of these legal minds are independent thinking lawyers who yes, ma'am, who are coming together to discuss and give us the root causes of what is going on in this unjust system. Our show airs at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, and it is a show that is on the Elevated Places Network.
Yes.
And as we know, the Elevated Places Network is the home of Sister Dr. Ava Muhammad's show. And her show, of course, is the Ask Dr. Ava show that comes on Thursdays. So our show, A Time for Justice, is now going to be on again on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And once again, we're going to be talking about legal current events with independent thinking attorneys. And the good thing is that we're going to give insight, enlightenment, and education to our listeners because, as you know, and I'm quoting something that Sister Dr. Ava said last week. She said that the scriptures tell us that they make mischief with the law. And by they, we mean the enemy. So we know that the law and knowledge of the law can help us out of many traps, snares, and really to be successful as black people in business. We want to be successful with our families, and so this is our idea. We want to empower and enlighten our community with insight into legal issues.
Thank you. I love the flyer. Look at it, you all. It's Attorney Pamela, Attorney Barbara Muhammad, again, Attorney Abdul Arif Muhammad, Attorney Athil Muhammad. Did I say that right? Athil?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And they're going to be bringing the information that we need. Attorney Pamela, one of the things you mentioned on Minister Ava's Elevated Places last week was what's happening in Houston. I didn't mention that lawsuit in my justice report, but give me your thoughts, and will you all be talking tonight about what's happening in Houston at Methodist Hospital, where a judge has dismissed the lawsuit by 117 plaintiffs who are being forced, they say, to take the vaccine. It's been mandated.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for that. And yes, ma'am, as I mentioned earlier, tonight's show is entitled The Wicked Use of the Law.
Right.
And this is a prime example of the wicked use of the law because as these employees who filed this lawsuit, because they were not wanting to take this vaccine and they refused to take the vaccine as a condition of employment, and and they filed a lawsuit saying that this was illegal.
Right.
And it's amazing to me because the company, the Methodist Hospital, I read they didn't even want to sign waivers if the people got ill. They just wanted to, they were demanding that the people take this vaccine as a condition of employment.
Right.
And as I think you mentioned, of course, we know that the lawsuit was dismissed. And this is my opinion with that is that in the opinion, see, this is why legal commentary is so important, because as we read this opinion, one of the first things we see is that the judge did not rule on the safety or the efficacy of the vaccine. So if you're not, this is the issue. So I think that these employees, they have made mention that they're going to appeal, because not only was this dismissal very quickly, I believe, very prematurely, because I think they should have gotten the right to have discovery and delve into the issue of protecting their lives. But again, the judge did not rule on, he didn't even consider whether or not the vaccines are safe or effective.
He said that you
and
take
that is
nothing.
stated in the ruling.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
that's right. I'm going to tell you, when I read it, did you get this sentiment? I was like, the judge playing the dozens. I said, oh, he's being a smart aleck. But that was just my little, maybe that's how I read it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
But
yeah, it does appear that politics and, because laws are often the result of what is the prevailing mindset at the time.
Yeah.
And so we know that, again, that is the prevailing mindset.
Yeah.
But, the call to action, which was on the cover of the Final Call
That's
last week,
right.
an article written by Sister Dr. Ava, as well as your article that covered this Methodist lawsuit. This is, we're being guided by the morals and our desires to protect our lives. And so this is most important in this time.
It is. It's critical. Look, you all, A Time for Justice is feeding us so much already, and it's just in its inception. I think this will be show number 2. So you can get information and news you can use. And this is just a testament to Student Minister Dr. Ava Muhammad and Elevated Places and the team and what she puts forth. This is the national spokesperson of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And so this show, joining her network, is huge. It happens tonight. And Sister Pamela, thank you so much for weighing in on Methodist and giving us a little highlight. And I would like to do this more often. So let's just put you on the calendar, okay?
Okay, well, yes, ma'am. Well, thank you again, and I appreciate you giving us the opportunity to promote the show, because we've talked about legal topics on the Elevated Places show for a while. We've been doing this for years, but, but it's important because legal representation with black people, 88% of lawyers in this country are white, and only 4.8% are black lawyers. So we want to have conversations from enlightened and aware black people, and we just want to serve the community like the Honorable Minister Farrakhan tells us. Let's make our communities decent and safe places to live.
That's right.
Information is power.
That's right.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your show as well, Sister Charlene. You get so much knowledge, and all of your it's not boots on the ground, it's pumps on the ground, representing the beautiful sisters. I appreciate you.
Likewise, all praises due to Allah. Have a great broadcast tonight, okay?
Yes, ma'am. All praises due to Allah. Thank you, Sister. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Attorney Pamela Muhammad there. Look, we're going. The Push Crew, the FOI, they're out there on Crenshaw right now pushing. And I was like, you guys can come in the conference room and, we want to transition you nice. And they're like, we're on the ground. They're in the murk. You're listening, go on and get your Final Call newspaper. You don't want to miss the coverage this week. But right now, we're going to segue into more pumps on the ground, the centennial of the 1921 race massacre, Tulsa Race Massacre. Sister Beatrice X, Cephas Uncle Bobby X Johnson invited me. I was on location there with their organization, Love Not Blood campaign. And I've been promising the clip with Uncle Bobby and Pastor Stephen Wally. And so before we bring in Sister Beatrice to round out this segment, and before we bring in the FOI, the men of God, then we will hear the clip. Here's Pastor Stephen Wiley. This is when we first got on the ground there, and they were selling T-shirts, but I was intrigued by the list of churches that he had on his shirt, and he's going to tell us why. And you'll also hear an exchange because I introduced him to Uncle Bobby. Here is Pumps in the Ground, Tulsa. Yep.
Just bear with me, because I'm very full. Your womb is a special place. The vaginal tract of the female is the entry to the womb. That is sacred. Boy. Y'all got to hear me today. That tract is protected by a thin piece of flesh. It's not easily accessible. There's pain and there's blood when you enter that sacred chamber. I know you ain't never heard no preacher preach like this. And as my father, Elijah Muhammad, said, they couldn't preach it because they didn't know it. But today, you will know that I have a teacher that I am a student of who loves you so much that he will absolutely train us and is training us to protect you with our lives. I'm going back now to the sacred passageway. In geopolitics, this is maybe a little heavy in a sense, but if you look at the Panama Canal, it took billions of dollars to create from the Isthmus of Panama a canal that would link the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific, so that the travelers would not have to go all the way around the tip of South America to come into the Pacific Ocean. So that channel is so valuable that armies protect that channel. And when Carter gave that back to the Panamanians, when Reagan became president, he said, we're going to get the Panama Canal back. And under Colin Powell, they attacked Panama, killed over 4,000 black and brown people to destroy Panama's ability to protect that channel. When you have the Suez Canal, a canal that unites the Mediterranean to the Red Sea, down into the Arabian, the Gulf of Aden. On the other side is another strategic waterway that links Pakistan, Iran, the Emirates with the Persian Gulf into the Indian Ocean. These geopolitically are so valuable that they fight for the advantage to be in those places so they can govern, monitor, control, and even keep ships that they don't like from using those waterways. That's how valuable channels are. The channel to the womb is a sacred channel that must be guarded. The Quran says, guard your chastity. Guard it. Because when you leave that canal, that channel unguarded, you may open yourself up to diseased men, people that don't care, have any value for you, but just use you as a pleasure tool and then throw you away. Some of you do not think that you'll get a man unless you lay down and open your knees to that man. If you gotta open your knees to get a man, he ain't no man. He's not worthy of you.
Wow. There it is. More guidance from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So I flipped it a little bit, and what we're going to thank you, Minister Farrakhan, and thank you. I have an actual special thank you because I don't have that video at hand, and so the brother who posted that on YouTube is David Wardsworth. David Wardsworth. Thank you for posting that, and also before we go today, I hope to have an announcement about where you can find more videos, not only of Minister Farrakhan, but his great helpers like student National MGT GCC Captain Naima Muhammad. And this is on a platform by our own brother Abdul Qiyam Muhammad. But right now, we're going to speak with Sister Beatrice X, and she will help me set up the clip featuring Pastor Stephen Wally and her husband, Cephas Uncle Bobby X Johnson. So Sister Beatrice will be calling in soon. But what Pastor Wally shared when we first got down on the ground in the Greenwood District, they were selling shirts, as I said, and I was intrigued by, I didn't know if these were lost lives or what have you, but there were churches on the back of his shirt. So many churches were lost, but there's a coalition of churches and pastors that have come together to speak about what happened to the black church there during the massacre. And then we were able to get Uncle Bobby's perspective. And so, but we ultimately met a lot of interesting people. Another clip I wanted to play, but we will be at another show time, features just people from Chicago, from Tulsa, from Houston, from different places that were at this cafe called the Black Wall Street Liquid Lounge. And the exchange was very energetic, very high-spirited, and the descendants that were there on the ground were not fazed by what was taking place at that day, which was President Joe Biden was there. And they felt that a lot of promises and, empty words were being made. And so they were at their places of business, or they were on the street and they were handling different things. And so it was interesting to hear that dynamic from the trenches. And the day before, we were actually at a town hall that was hosted. The moderator was Angela Rye. A strong voice there is attorney Demario Solomon Simmons, who is spearheading Justice for Greenwood. They are on a mission for reparations. As a matter of fact, let me see. Liberated Sisters. You like my book my daughter bought me? Liberated Sisters. My daughter, Raisa, she's so sweet. So anyway, Raisa bought that. But in my Liberated Sisters book, yeah, I got it. Here it is. While we wait for Sister Beatrice, Justice for Greenwood, the continuing harm ends with us. And also maybe Beatrice will talk about it because she is on. We got something from Attorney DeMario, which is, very minute details about the cases filed from our ancestors and the things that they lost when the white mob ransacked their homes, burned, raped, and pillaged the area and their bodies. Sister Beatrice, assalamu alaikum. Yoo-hoo. Beatrice. I'm not going to start laughing at sight of you today. I'm going to hold it together. Assalamu alaikum, beautiful. I see you. Turn your mic on. You're on mute. Chop, chop. The FOI coming. Sister Beatrice, you're on mute. I see her. She's in that beautiful lavender. That's my color. But until we get her again and we can hear her, she's there. We just need you to, if you can hear us, unmute yourself. Because we did get a good picture. I saw you. You look beautiful. But these are some of the things that they lost, that were stripped and stolen from them. A stock of groceries, of course, houses. Someone put, property loss. Wow, so many homes. Okay, so they were talking about the stock that they had in grocery stores. Sister Beatrice, we really want you because I want to play Uncle Bobby and Pastor Wally, but I want you to set it up because I asked you to come and you took your time. She's working on it. I'll read a few more of these and then we'll have to go to the clip. Sister Beatrice, don't cut me either. Y'all know she'll cut you. She'll cut you in a minute. So there was a lot of people had stock in this grocery store. Attorney DeMario talked about, China. Look, someone lost a barber shop, a tailor shop, a boarding house, household furniture. But even before some of that happened, some of the descendants down there told us of how people just was at one point going in, taking their stuff, just taking their property, business, bar and counter, stocks, bonds, office furniture, typewriters. Okay. So, Sister Beatrice, if I want you to be on today, and I know you took your time, it's very valuable, so work it out, and at whatever time you call in, can we keep the Skype open for her? We're going to keep the Skype open, and then we'll break in. Even if we're dealing with Push Crew, we know how to make space, especially for the MGT, because I really want you on. So right now, we'll go into the clip. This is Pastor Stephen Wiley and Cephas Uncle Bobby X. Johnson, Sister Beatrice's husband. Here we go.
So what do you need to know?
Okay, tape is rolling. Thank you. Charlene Muhammad, Liberated Sisters, Pumps on the Ground. What's your name?
Dr. Stephen Wiley. I pastor Praise Center Family Church, Muskogee in Tulsa. And our effort during the Tulsa Race Massacre is to remember the churches. There were originally 24 churches in the Greenwood area before the Tulsa Race Massacre. After the Tulsa Race Massacre, 13 churches are still in existence today. 13 churches. So we're remembering those churches. So the t-shirts say, Faith Still Standing, 100 years later. And those churches, the names, let me show you, are on the back. All those 13 churches are remembered on the back of the t-shirts. So people can wear the history of the churches of Black Wall Street and Greenwood.
Thank you. Were you born and raised here?
I'm actually from Muskogee, Oklahoma, but I pastor a church here in Tulsa and Muskogee. I'm a director of the Christian Ministry Center in Bacone College, which is the oldest college in the state of Oklahoma. So we're just supporting and remembering the churches.
Thank you. And what does this commemoration, this 100 years, mean to you?
Well, for us, it's remembering like I said, we're emphasizing the unity of the churches. What it means to me is, unity begins in the house of God. So what we want to do, we can get the churches on one accord, then so goes the head, so goes the rest of the body. And we believe the church provides the head, the leadership in the community. So as we get the churches on one accord, we sent out nearly 2,000 announcements yesterday for Unity Day. Yesterday was Unity Day. We all sang the same songs. We all had the same scriptures. We all prayed the same prayers. And so we've come together with the churches, black churches, white churches, Asian churches, Native American churches, along with Baptist, Methodist, Presbyterian, Episcopalian. We all came together as unity, and we're believing unity begins in the house of God. That's where the reconciliation began, and we believe it will go out to the rest of the community. That's what it means to me.
Thank you. I have one more question. I want to introduce you to somebody right after this question. So, do you think that, well, obviously we don't see white mobs doing what they did, but do you think much has changed in terms of the mindset of white supremacy and the violence against black men, women, and children in America?
Well, we're still in that phase. Bless you, man. Good seeing you. We're still in that phase. That's why I said, we got to begin somewhere. It's like they say on Sunday is the most racist time in America. On Sunday, because black people go to black churches, white people go to white churches, Indians go to Indian churches. So, a lot hasn't changed, but then a lot has changed. Because we see, as in our efforts, we've had churches come together as never before, which hadn't been happening. We've had dialogue between black pastors and white pastors, where we said, okay, I'm going to come to your church and preach as a black pastor, and you can come to my church and my preach as a white pastor. We're seeing the beginning of that now. That's what we're seeing beginning to happen. But it should have happened a long time ago. This is, 2021, and we're just getting back to the place where we can exchange pulpits? It should have happened a long time ago, but we're beginning to see that now.
Thank you. And I'd like to introduce you to the people's uncle, Cephas' Uncle Bobby X. Johnson. He is the uncle of, here he is, Oscar Grant III, young black man killed on the BART platform in Oakland. Uncle Bobby, this pastor is partly responsible here for the shirts. I wanted you all to talk, just see if you can meet him and just ask a question if you have anything that you want to ask or say about why you're here, Uncle Bobby.
Yeah, sure. Well, first, glad to meet you.
You as well?
Yes, and thank you for making that call out for bringing all the churches together and speaking unity, because we know that our failure to unify ourselves, especially as black people, is the reason why we are struggling the way that we're struggling. Tulsa, Black Wall Street has set a model for us all and how we can prosper when we work together to bring about real systemic change in our community.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Pastor, thank you, Pastor.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes. I got my sweatshirt.
Yeah, go ahead.
But I think, in essence, this is an opportunity for us that are totally unaware of what happened in the past in 1921 to come to grips and understanding the power that we have within ourselves and our community. I love what the pastor said, that we're finally coming back around to speaking to one another when it comes to blacks speaking to whites and whites speaking to blacks and Asians speaking to blacks and blacks speaking to Asians. But I think most importantly, we got to learn to speak to each other. We got to learn to love each other. We got to learn to build family again among each other. And then we got to learn to build economically among ourselves, because as long as we fail in that area, we'll always be asking, sadly, white folks for help.
That's right. I agree. 100%.
He agrees 100%. And so that is finally, word is bond, Pastor Stephen Wiley and Uncle Bobby X. And we have some beautiful sisters I met there, activists, advocates. Again, we have this community of people, business owners, young business owners, and we won't say tourists, because we weren't touring there, and people made that plain, but people from Chicago and other places, and that was pretty fun. It was fun there at the Black Wall Street Liquid Lounge to talk about why we were all there, what they wanted, what they felt about what was happening. I know someone asked last week about the rest of the tour. The tour was very long. It didn't appear that way. But I say long in terms of making sure I have space to play it here. If you would like to advertise on Liberated Sisters here at Morris Media Studios, I would love that. That would help. We could exchange. You would be able to showcase your services or goods, your products, and help continue the show and maybe bring more 2-hour specials together, because we would use the money for studio time and to help sustain us here. So if you would like to advertise with Liberated Sisters Pumps on the Ground, it would also let us be able to expand the segment with the Mighty FOI and the Final Call newspaper. That would be great. So we're about 3 minutes until I promise to bring the brothers. I still want Sister Beatrice on. I'm going to take a break here a little bit ahead of time because I want to call her, see what's... She's on? Okay, Sister Beatrice. How are you there? Are you there? So it's something... See, Uncle Bobby might not be there. She's going to kill me for saying that, but Uncle Bobby not there. Oh, there she goes. I can't hear... Can you... Okay, I can't hear you. So... If you can hear me, Sister Beatrice, sometimes we have to go into, I know you already know, we got to go into different settings on the phone to unmute something, or maybe it's just something's happening. She can't hear at all. Yeah. So you can call. I like people to see, but she can call in. Beatrice, just call in. We're going to take a break. She's so pretty in that lavender. We'll call you, okay? So right now, because it's a 2-hour broadcast, we're going to take a break and get the Push crew in, the Mighty FOI, to talk about how they are going out every day with the paper. Look, I do pray for everyone who's out there working. You got this mask on all day. You're in the heat, or you're dealing with coworkers, whatever you're doing and you're serving people, shout out to you. And a special shout out to the brothers who are engaging every day, and it's not easy out there. So we'll be back with the Push crew and Sister Beatrice. Okay, I'm Sister Charlene Muhammad. This is Liberated Sisters. We're going into the second Pumps on the Ground segment. So stay with us and spread the word. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be right back. Okay. We're back. I told y'all. Look, it's hot in the studio today. The FOI are here. They just came from off the street, Crenshaw and 43rd, the Great Leimert Park District. We have the Nation of Islam Western Region student, First Officer Brother James Love Muhammad.
Come
Big
on.
twin in the house.
I love Muhammad.
James Love.
Come on.
Push Crew official is here. We
That's
also
what's
have our esteemed paper captain, Brother Daniel Muhammad. You know him right
Original
here,
cap.
coming out of Long Beach, and they came to the studio again. This is a treat because the men are in the street, so they took time. This is a paper that you could be getting in your hand, but they came to the studio to be with their little big sister. Some of them, I'm a big sister. Some they've been here. No, I think I'm the big sister just all the way around. Okay, I'll take that. So we're glad that they're here. You know, something phenomenal is happening. The world is struggling in this pandemic. We're not immune to it, of course. But one thing that is taking off is the motivation, the spirit of the Final Call newspaper sales. And the Western region is just skyrocketing. Brother James and
We can't be stopped.
student Western region, FOI captain Brother Halim sends me these
come on.
texts, and I'm like, good God Almighty, what?
That's
And the
right.
numbers like climb and they climb and they climb. And this is significant. And they're going to talk to us about, is it significant because of the money? Because the paper costs $2.
Yes.
Most times we give them, but we sell that paper. It is an exchange. Also, is it significant because of how many people it means that the word of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the word of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the word of God indeed himself is reaching the people. So here to take us right into how did we get to the region, the Western region being on top, and then we'll go further into what it means, boots on the ground with the Final Call newspaper, and why we're here to salute them is our first officer, Brother James Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, Sister Charlene. Thank you for having us. You know, a shout out to Sister Charlene, Pumps on the Ground, Liberated Sisters,
Where's my book?
Morris Media Studios.
It's over there.
You know, we have our top salesmen in here, our top pushers.
Wow.
You know, we got Sharif Ali Muhammad up in here.
Yes, sir.
We got Billy X up in here. We got Ray C in the house. Brother Dennis in the house. We got a student lieutenant Mike Shabazz, Brother Everett, Brother Chris. You know, the Black Squad representing. We got our student regional paper captain, Brother Daniel. You know, in the house. You know, representing. We at the 10,000 mark of the Final Call newspaper. Well, we doing such a good job. Chicago say, listen, you know, we're going to start printing those papers out here in Los Angeles now. You know, because L.A. is on fire.
It's coming.
You know, our illustrious Supreme Captain around the pandemic sent us back in the field. You know, and with our not getting the subscriptions that was asked of us as the FOI. You know, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan wanted us to get X amount of digital subscriptions to sustain the Final Call newspaper.
That's right.
You know, and we failed in our duty. You know, and us in Western Regional Headquarters, Mosque number 27, we realized that we failed in our duty. So we want to do something about it. And we had this epiphany, this determined idea to be number one in the papers and stay there. So this didn't happen overnight. You know, it didn't take weeks. It didn't take months. This was something that was in practice for years. We plotted this for years to make it happen.
Yes, sir.
And with our illustrious student regional captain, Halim Muhammad, the GOAT. Come on, he the GOAT. Come on, everybody say Tom Brady. Everybody say Tom Brady. You know, Tom Brady don't have nothing on Captain Halim. Captain Halim is the GOAT. You know, when it comes to captains on the West Coast.
Wow.
You know, a major shout out to Abdul Malik. You know, our minister.
That's
you know,
right.
That's been putting it down with the holy name. You know, that's been leading the charge. Here at 27.
That's
you know
right.
how we do it.
MTS.
So to answer to MTS for life. So to go into it, Sister Charlene, we're gonna pass it over to our student paper captain, Brother Daniel, and he's gonna pinpoint because they've been keeping the records
Okay.
of our rise to excellence.
Right.
And he's gonna let you know exactly how Mars 27 and Western Region got to number 1.
Thank you. Before brother, no, he want to give you a pound. Before brother Daniel takes the mic, I want to say thank you because what we heard is pure truth. And a lot of times we run away from truth, right? But once you confront it like that and just say we failed, then we could say where did we fail, and we studied it. And I'm telling you, they came back hard. So
Come on,
after
that's
he speaks with us, I want you to answer this question. Like how are you bracing for the enemy within and without, and challenging that? But go ahead, brother Daniel, because you know the devil mad.
He mad.
He mad.
But the believers
Satan
are
is
so
mad.
glad.
But we glad.
Go ahead, brother
Thank you,
Daniel.
Sister Charlene.
Thank you.
Again, thank you for having us. Beautiful, Brother First.
Man,
I want to go back to the question that you asked, Sister Charlene. You said, is it significant? I want to talk on that word significant. Because I know all of these brothers in this room right now, it's significant to us out of love. That love
Come on.
That love is connected to the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. He shows us that he loves us. And like Brother First said, we wasn't doing what we were supposed to.
Yes.
So our regional captain said, we have to get the city up, Los Angeles,
Yes.
and the region.
Wow.
And I would like to say this right now, as we speak, Los Angeles is number 1 in the nation of Islam at 10,000 final call.
Yes, sir. Can't stop, won't
10,000
stop. Let's
final
go.
call. We still on the rise.
Oh
We're not
my
stopping
God!
there.
Let me have a paper.
We're not stopping there.
Come on.
Oh,
That's
thank
Sister
you, brother.
Charlene. That's Los Angeles. But it extends beyond that. I'll say this also. As we speak, the Western region is number 1 in the nation. As we speak, we are number 1 in the entire nation of Islam.
Wow.
And that's the love and dedication that these brothers who will
Yes.
get a chance to speak. And you said, how did this all come apart?
Yeah.
I'm sitting next to a brother who's a beautiful brother, beautiful spirit, but he's trying to be humble.
Very humble.
Because I got brothers here who can bear me witness. He was a leader of what we're doing in Ramadan.
Wow.
Because out here, we
And the
mobilize
heat.
the men and spiritually every morning and organize in military, maneuvers. This brother was on the phone during Ramadan saying, we have to go up. And I'm going to say it started with Captain Halim when
Yes.
he said, the number he told us we were at, first, these soldiers here, they said, we're going to get the regional what he wants. And we have been doing that.
Right,
A
right.
lot may have been waiting for us to fall off. No, but Allah got a spirit that's energizing and connecting all of us right now in this Los Angeles area and in the Western region. So we did it. I don't want Brother First to sit here like he's not an integral part of what's going on. He was one of the, let me tell you what I mean when I say one of the main spearheads. This brother, during Ramadan, he was already doing more than a bundle. I keep the records like he said, so I know the records on all of the brothers.
And what's a bundle?
A bundle is 100 final call. They
Got
come
you.
nicely wrapped in a one bundle.
Nice bundle.
So a lot of brothers haven't experienced a bundle yet, but we trying to get all of the brothers in Los Angeles to go ahead and take that bundle because that's what the minister wants us to do.
Right.
And I have to also thank our leadership, Student Minister Abdul Malik and Student Captain Halim. We got some of the boldest and baddest leadership in the Nation of Islam. So they don't just sit back from their desk and just, tell us what to do. They're out there in the field. Our minister was out this weekend. Our regional captain is over 65 and he carries over a bundle. Our minister carries over a bundle.
Right.
So Allah's spirit is becoming infectious and contagious. But this is one of the brothers who, when he said he's going up, these student lieutenants that's sitting here follow his example, and they went up right with him. And that's what we've been doing, Sister Charlene.
That's
all
how.
Praises due to Allah. Yes,
Wow,
ma'am.
anatomy
It's the
of
love.
what? 11,000? Was it 10,000?
It's 10,000. At one point, when Minister Farrakhan's birthday was recently, we
That's
did
right,
11,900.
May
All
11th.
praises due to
Come on,
Allah. We
that's
had to
birthday.
do it for Minister Farrakhan, and we did.
Wow.
But our spirit is high. We still want to grow more, and we will grow because it's love. And these are soldiers. Before we came here, right now, we was out on the corner. We got pictures. We'll send to you.
Right.
But it's work. We love the work that we do. And we
right.
thank you for having us here this morning.
Praise be to Allah.
All
Man, this
praises
is
due to
pumps
Allah.
on the ground, salute to boots on the ground, and this is it. How could you not have
Come on.
10,000, 11,000 with a cover like this?
Come on. Call to
By
action.
student minister
Call it.
Dr. Ava Muhammad,
Come
a
on.
call to
Action.
action.
Come on.
This paper is life, wouldn't you say, brothers?
Absolutely.
I mean, doesn't it give you life when you give and you push it, much less
Nothing like
read it?
Nothing
Absolutely.
like
And can I add, when you say
Please.
when you say it gives us life, it absolutely does. And
we feel the connection and the inspiration that the people give us when they say, we just happy to see you brothers out here. We thank you that you are out here. You know, we provide a sense of hope and inspiration, but it's not us. It's the God within it. It's the leadership of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
right.
That's what it is. We go out and touch the community because that's the love that we want to give to the community from Minister Farrakhan.
Come on, Lil Nasheed.
Daniel Nasheed Muhammad.
Come on, Daniel Nasheed, Ibn Nasheed.
Come on.
Praise be to Allah. Man, I see your father came all through.
Wow.
Daniel Nasheed.
All
Let's go.
through. Man, all praises due to Allah. Look, this is Liberated
wow.
Sisters. We're in here with Push Crew Official.
That's
These
right.
are some of the student officers for the Western region. We're going to have more coming up. Sister Beatrice is back. I kind of remaneuvered her details. She's going to pose a question, and she's going to also give her perspective on what we're talking about, the Word of God, the paper, and the men who do this. And so I have one question before we pull in Sister Beatrice.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so like I said, the devil mad.
Come on,
And I
be
know
so
y'all
glad.
got fisticuffs ready for him.
Come on.
So what's your method for combating that, you know, in and out? Because you're on top and, you know, you want to stay there.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. How we combat this, we look at the final call as a movement. You know, it's the final call movement. You know, we feel that, you know, Allah's spirit is all through us. You know, the student officers met one morning at 6 o'clock in the morning. And we said, we're going to launch a final call revolution on the eve of Ramadan.
I told you.
The eve of Ramadan. We launched the final call revolution to take first place and remain there.
Wow.
So, you know, and
Inspirational.
inspirational. And we know in Ramadan that Allah multiplies
Yes, sir.
your blessings.
Yeah.
So it's just been getting multiplied and multiplied and multiplied and multiplied, and now we at 10,000 papers and we moving beyond.
Come on.
But once we launch that military strike, that preemptive strike on our own nation.
Right.
On our own nation, that we will take first place and be
Yeah.
an example
Yeah.
in this nation and stand on the words of our supreme captain and stand on the words of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan that wanted us to get digital subscriptions, but we failed. We failed. The minister wanted 1 million digital subscriptions throughout the nation, and we failed as a nation. So that hit us hard.
Wow.
When our supreme captain got there, and we said we got to do something about it.
Right.
We got to do something about it, and this is where we at. And we still not doing enough. We still going after those digital subscriptions.
Well, come on now. We got to do that.
Come on, we got to get those digital subscriptions. The whole nation, we need digital subscriptions to sustain us in our nation. This is what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan wants.
Wow.
Sister Charlene.
Wow. Yes, sir.
Can I add? Thank you first. Can I add that you asked about the enemy within and the enemy outwardly? These brothers that I soldier with right here, the movement, like Brother First is saying, of the final call, we can't really deal with the enemy on the outside if we don't check and deal with the enemy on our inside.
Right.
So these brothers who are taking these bundles are diligently putting in the work. We're battling those demons within for we don't get the doubt that I can't do it. We can't do it. We can't be part of the movement.
Right.
But Allah's going to do what he has to do by using us. So when the enemies come and those of us who are soldiered up and ready, we'll just go ahead and take whatever we have to do and give whatever we have to do in the cause of Allah.
Man.
That's the deal with it, Sister Charlene.
That's
Best
right.
we can.
That's that with it. Man, look, this is beautiful. We got the Push Crew Official in.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, Brother
Yes,
Daniel,
ma'am.
Brother James. Don't move. Sister Beatrice, are you there? And we're going to get that million. Because you know what? This is coming on. Remember we cracked that 10 million finally for Savior's
Yes,
Day?
ma'am.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
ma'am.
And now you're
Yes,
doing with the
ma'am.
final call. We're going to get
10,000.
that digital. That's
Can't
right.
stop, won't stop.
That's right. Sister Beatrice, are you there? I've been trying to get her in for the whole show.
Yes, ma'am.
Nope, we still can't hear. So,
we need Sister
I'm so
Beatrice.
upset
It's
with
gonna come
this.
through.
I
It'll
just
she
want
text
to
it
call her
in?
on the phone like
It's gonna
this
come
at this
through.
point. Well,
Can we
Yes,
get a
sir.
FaceTime with
so brother, I know, right? Maybe we're gonna have to do it. But Brother James, okay, do you want to bring someone else up to speak?
Yes, ma'am. Sister Charlene, we have brothers when we launch our preemptive strike on the eve of Ramadan. You know, it was several brothers that stepped up. It was brothers that said, "Look, I'm gonna take 300 papers to make this happen. I'm gonna take 500 papers. I'm gonna take 800
They're in the
papers."
building.
And went out and pushed the papers.
Yes.
You know, it's not like we.
I bear witness.
There she is. Oh, that's our sister.
Oh, there
right
she is.
Go
We
ahead.
got to pause
She's
for the
a
cause.
pause for the
Assalamu
cause.
alaikum.
She's here.
Sister Beatrice, I was about to cry. I think I did send a tear in. How are you?
Praise be to Allah. And
Sister,
salute to the top soldiers.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you, sis.
Thank you, sis.
yeah. Sister
And
Beatrice.
I just want to say that as I travel a lot, and I just want to say that joy that touches my heart every time I see the brothers all around the country with that Final Call newspaper, and I absolutely purchased it. I was in Gary, Indiana, on my way to Detroit the weekend before last, and I stopped, and a brother had in a mall setting a market like a whole store of oil, but not just that. He had the Final Call and the Honorable Minister of Farrakhan. I was just so overjoyed. And I love the brothers. I love.
We love you too, sis.
I
Give your husband the greetings for us.
Yeah, your spirit in that studio. Man, y'all better come on here. Okay, that's a black man, a real black man, okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My question, I have a question, and the question I would ask is, how do you feel encountering the best of spirit of our people, and how do you redirect the worst of the spirit of our people with that Final Call? The struggle is real. We know where we are. We be in the trenches. We know our people. So I would really like to hear those perspectives.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Beatrice, with your beautiful self.
Yes, ma'am. Praise be to Allah. If I could say, brother, first, I heard some of the question, and I did hear the second part when she was saying, how do we deal with the negative aspect
The
of our
good and the
people?
bad.
Well, the good, we're thankful of the negative and the positive. But when I go out, one of the things I've always, and some of these brothers can bear me witness, when we're pushing the paper, I always say we're representing the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We want to stay in that mentality. We want to stay in that spirit. So when the negativity comes, you don't want the paper, F you, get that out of my face. Thank you, brother. Thank you, sister. Have a good day. A lot of times what they do, they go around the corner, brother, let me have that paper.
That's right.
See what I'm saying? So
Oh, wow.
it can be a test for us sometimes
Amazing.
to see how we're going to handle that. So we just have to keep the right spirit, attitude, and posture. And hopefully that answers Sister's question, the positive and the negative,
Right.
but I'll let Brother first add to it. Thank you.
that
Thank you for the question.
That was profound what Brother Daniel was
Allah.
speaking on. And to answer the sister's question, Sister Beatrice, thank you for that. That was a very intelligent question. It boils down to communication skills.
Good
You
point.
know, we as a people, we must up our communication skills, and listening is the best part of communication, So we listen to our people. We listen to what they say. We don't prejudge our people or try to cut them off and say, well, you should look at it this way, you should look at it that way. We listen to our people, and sometimes they just get that donation just for listening. But the key point that fires us up and really understand our people is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan words and rising above emotions into the thinking of God.
Come on.
We have to rise above those emotions. We know our people done been abused. They've been made slaves. They're not in their right mind. So we will be foolish people to be, getting at our people, in a negative way to prove our gangster.
Right.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
not a fair
we ain't got to prove our gangster.
Come on, first.
You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? These are people. We love our people. They've been afflicted.
right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
Take a paper. If you want to curse us out, that's fine.
Wow.
We can take it. We can take it.
Yes, sir.
You already know who we are.
Come on.
It's not even a fair fight.
Come on.
So
Man.
the minister even talks about all the prophets of God had to go through rejection.
All of them.
And then he said the rejection builds character. So I take that rejection. It builds my character.
Yeah.
If that first person cursed me out and trip on me, that I'll be stronger for the second person.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's how we
That's
do
right.
it.
And they're looking. I had to learn it. It's meant for the men. I'm telling you. I said, that's meant for the men door to door. Because when I very first got married and my husband, I said, I want to go push the final call. I want to go push the final call. He's like, no. I was like, I want to go. So he took me to what was the nicest little street in Carson. And the lady first door, she said, oh, get away from my door, Satan. I was like, the horror. I said, is this what they do? And he was like, I told you. And I think it was after we started going on the joint pushes that I went back again. But I never forgot that. I said, that's a man thing, Gina. That's a man thing. Sister Beatrice, would you like to add anything?
Thank you for the question.
I just wanted to say that that's beautiful, and I just want to say that it does take us. You do have to have that spirit within to deal with our people and to love them.
Yeah.
We have to love our people. The Amri Muhammad told us and instructed us to take plenty.
Right.
Yes, that's true. Good teaching.
I promise you, I know. So our lives not finished with me yet. Sometimes I'll be going west side, and I gotta remember that I represent the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And I tell you, this hand keeps you in place.
Yes.
We have a lot of tools. As I know, the bow tie might keep you brothers in place.
Yes.
You're right.
Keep us in place so that we won't go the places we want to go psychologically, mentally, because we are representing the freest, the boldest, the baddest black man.
Come on.
Jesus in our midst, man, Jesus walked. And so we must walk like him. And so, I salute all you beautiful brothers. I'm telling you, you all are the cream of the planet.
Thank you, ma'am.
That's right.
Thank you, ma'am.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Beatrice. I'm kind of glad she didn't kind of make it on earlier. We needed you. Thank you for your energy.
Sister Charlene,
Yeah,
I just
sure.
want to add to what she was saying. I seen the rejection that we got when we was pushing a few minutes ago, but all of the brothers here, we still got love, smiles.
Yeah.
And, it's a solid wall of love here. So bring it. It's just going to bounce off.
Yeah, I
And we
love when
strive
you
to-
come.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you don't entertain doubt and all that. Even though I wanted to ask the question, because it's really me just saying we know. That you're mad. I just like to pick at the enemy, like, you're mad about it. But who else do you want to bring up, brother? First, run them. Let us meet the men.
Before we bring up Mike Shabazz and the Black Squad and brother
newlywed.
Big Mike.
Our brother just walked in, and this brother right here, he works tirelessly. He's on it. With the numbers, we're calling the lieutenants. Making sure that our 6 o'clock hookups every morning. We meet every morning. We was meeting 7 days a week. But now we broke it down to 5. We gave brothers a little
a breather,
little breather, because we was going hard. But I would like to bring before us, our student local paper captain.
That's right. Come on.
And what make it ironic with this man, I played Pop Warner Sports for Los Angeles Demos, and his father was one of my coaches.
Oh, wow.
And his father was a maniac when it came to training the men. He didn't play. You either became a man or a mouse up under him. No shorts. So I want to bring our regional captain up, and I want to bring our local captain up, and go further into how we're going to make this happen and keep it going. Bring Brother Terry up.
Brother Terry. Oh, that's the CPA right there. Thank you, Brother Terry. I like that T-shirt, brother. Fruit of Islam. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Terry. Y'all know Brother Terry could dance. He could cut a rug, too, and count money.
Yes, ma'am.
Bring that information. So, let's talk about it, local captain.
Praise be to Allah. What would you like to know?
Well, how has it been for you, first of all? How long have you been our local paper captain?
First of all, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, bear witness that there's no God but Allah who came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad. Bear witness that Muhammad is his messenger. Assalamu alaikum, family.
Walaikum salam.
How long has it been since I've been local paper captain? It's pretty much a blur. I came into the ranks December of 2015. I believe I started working on the Final Call staff in 2016, maybe at the end of the summer, beginning of the summer, or middle one.
You went right to work.
Yeah, so I was working on the staff since then, and I'm not sure. One day, the regional captain came into the mosque on Sunday morning. Myself, Captain Daniel, Brother Ali, we were getting our stuff ready, to address the men that day. And he just walked in and pointed to Captain Daniel like, you're the regional captain, paper captain. Terry, you're the local paper captain. And ever since then.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, Cap.
You know, tell me if you all feel this way. It's almost like we're just on an extended weekend for the last year and near half, right? Because
yes, ma'am.
the work hasn't stopped.
No, ma'am.
And the
At all.
motion activity hasn't stopped, and the numbers have increased. Everything's increasing.
To tell you the truth, over the last year during this pandemic, as an officer staff, we actually became stronger. We've actually became, we came together a little bit stronger. We became supremely organized because we had to. In this time, there was minimal face-to-face meetings. So we had to do what we could to keep everything together. We didn't want to lose anybody. Plus, we didn't want to stop going after our people. So we had to become supremely organized. And we still have a long way to go, but we're light years ahead of where we were when we first started.
Wow, thank you. And so part of that, of course, is being able to use, as the world had to adapt to, the online presence, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
how
ma'am.
did you all, the Push Crew official, which is kind of like the pushing name that they use. We know this is the FOI. But how did you start your online presence, and does that link you to other cities, and are they part of Push Crew as well, or it's just the LA thing?
It's LA officially, but we want to go ahead and extend that to the region. But when we were sheltered in place, what we were doing, as Brother Terry was saying, we were still having our meetings. We were still meeting via Zoom, you know. But we did something to where Los Angeles, we stored up a lot of money. So we were so amped and geared to come back out, Sister Charlene. We had so much money stored up in our bank account. So when we were ready to come out, the city and the region just did everything we were doing, mobilizing inside.
Yeah.
We were ready, and we just, our numbers, ever since we came, I'm going to put it like this, ever since we came out of shelter in place, we have been on a pace, and we're continuing to go up. So Allah, He set all of us down.
Yeah.
It gave us the chance for us to get stronger and tighter, like Brother Terry said.
Yeah.
We didn't have some of the responsibilities of mosques because all mosques were shut down, but our student regional captain and our minister, they still had us working, and we loved it, and we joined it. So that's why when we did come back out, when we were blessed to come back out, we were ready to go.
Yeah.
So we never stopped, sis, just like you said.
Wow,
But I
great
agree
point.
with Brother, it got us much stronger.
Wow.
In terms of Push Crew official in other cities, you actually, sister, you actually were a part of that because
me?
yes, ma'am.
Hello.
When,
What I did in the name of Allah.
Look at what you do.
Well,
Praise be to Allah.
in addition to the gifts from the sisters in terms of the mask and everything,
Right.
Sister Student Captain Naima.
yes, ma'am.
Muhammad.
If you recall, we had to take pictures in the street with our people giving those gifts.
Yeah.
Handing those out.
And so we kind of took that and we made sure we took pictures of ourselves, PPD'd up in the field with our papers, and we used social media to blast that to everybody just because we were excited with what we were doing, and other cities caught on and started doing the same.
Yeah.
We actually started a Push Crew Facebook group.
That's right.
And we would post all of our pushing pictures there, and then other cities, obviously FOI and MGT from other cities joined the same group, and they post pictures as well. So that kind of, catapulted Push Crew official all over the nation.
Correct.
Wow.
Many cities are posting pictures. You see brothers in all kind of states.
Right.
Everywhere,
Yeah,
even
exactly.
across the waters,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
it's in the final call every week. A salute to the men, and thank you. And Brother Brandon
Thank
X
you.
Clay, I know he's not here.
ma'am.
Brother
And you
B.
all came one time. They came. They gave me this beautiful sweatshirt with some of our junior MGT and MGT at one of the Peace Ride festivals, and they were holding up the black and blue and red bandanas in terms of
ma'am.
unity. And my son Mustafa wants it. I said, I will let you have it when you finish your letter and you actually join the push.
Praise
That's right. Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead, sis. Thank you.
Come on,
You
little boo.
can't wear it.
Yes, ma'am.
That's right.
Oh, I love that. Thank you,
You
sis.
can't wear it. Well, thank you, Brother Terry. Brother First
My
is
pleasure.
handling big business. Is there, let us know. You two, let us know, because we got all the top pushers here.
Before we do that, Brother Terry,
Yes, sir.
Sister, I just want to say I thank Allah for this brother who's helped
All
on the
praises
staff
due
of
to
the
Allah.
final call.
Praise be.
He's been a aid to me, a blessing to me, and we are an awesome team, and I'm just so thankful.
Wonderful.
But we do want to hear, because we got some heavy hitters, some soldiers up here. I believe we're going to have Brother Billy And is it Brother Sharif? Brother Ray C. Oh, let me say something about these two brothers if I can.
Okay.
Brother Billy and Ray C. They're out in the Antelope Valley.
Woo!
And
They way
these
out there with the
brothers-
antelope.
But let me say, we 196 million.
The mountain lion.
You know what I mean? But these brothers, Brother Ray C, a soldier who's just a soldier. You know, we love this brother. The example, he's helped come in and help Brother Billy get Antelope Valley AV organized in a manner to where they are the premier squad that we have in Los Angeles as far as being the organized organization every week.
Wow.
Soon as our papers come out, they're already ready to order the paper that's coming out in the next week, and all of the men's papers are paid for and everything.
Wow.
And they send me pictures every single day. Brother Billy, every single day I get pictures from Antelope Valley. So we want to bring two hard-driving soldiers from the Antelope Valley of Brother Billy and Brother Ray C.
They make my job so
Thank
easy.
you.
Yes, sir.
AB. Y'all can go that way.
I also wanted to thank these brothers for making my job super easy.
Thank you, Brother Terry.
Come on, Brother Billy. This is a top soldier
Praise
right
be
here.
to
Gotta put
Allah.
top in front
Oh,
of
there
his
goes
name.
Brother Sharif. You coming up too, right, Brother Sharif? All
They be
y'all.
up next. They be up next.
Thank
All
you,
right,
Brother
how
Billy.
y'all? Oh, praise be. Yes, sir. All praises due to Allah. Look, as a writer, as a student national correspondent for the Final Call newspaper, I gotta pay homage because we could write it. Who's gonna read it, right? But thank you. You know, we're all here to serve the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
That's right.
Antelope Valley, that's Canyon country. If you don't know that, we're in this whole white supremacist system, but they real out there.
Yes, ma'am.
That's where they break little black girls' arms in the high school cafeteria
That's
over
right.
cake.
Yeah,
Remember
problem.
that story?
Yes, ma'am.
So how are you all able to do this out there? Is it because they moved the projects, some of the projects out there? Because they didn't move our people out there.
Well-
Move them. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Let me be
that's
serious.
okay. I'd first like to say, in the name of Allah, the beneficent and merciful, I bear witness there is no God but Allah, who came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad. I further bear witness that the Honorable Louis Farrakhan is his divine reminder and warner, Jesus in our midst. And I cannot thank anybody without thanking the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who is the one that brought him in for me and is my big brother. So I greet them in their names. I greet my brothers and my sister, and our nation greetings of peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. But wait a minute, Brother Racy. I had a final call up here. Who took my final call?
Yeah, we done pushed it.
Is it a push the paper? I love this one, but I want that call.
That put us on the map right there.
Yes.
Y'all said that's why they don't let a paper stand.
No, we don't let them
But go
sit.
ahead, brother. Let me get serious.
What we have in the Antelope Valley is a very beautiful opportunity,
Right.
because a lot of our people from gentrification is going out into the Antelope Valley
That's
area.
right. That's the right term.
And it's our duty, our responsibility to give them what they were getting in the city that they're not getting enough of out here in the Antelope Valley. So what we did is we want to make sure we reach all of the people. So we go door to door, knocking on the doors and greeting and meeting the people. This is one of the ways we get the subscription, the digital subscription that we're supposed to get. At the same time, we get out there and make sure that the people actually see our faces. But then there's sometimes a lot of people are not home. So we don't just leave it at the door to door. We go out on the corners, on the big corners like the corner of Jay and Challenger, where we have set that up. We pushed over a long period of time, protracted period of time, and we've established it that that's where you can go and see the brothers with the pies, with the papers, and greeting them, and we get an opportunity to actually connect. And we find the areas that we haven't been in, that they want us to go in, and we go out to those areas and push and leave the papers. If they're not home, we might leave a paper on their door. We put them in a little plastic bag, and we hang them on their door. And they come in and say, oh, wow, what is this? And this is a freebie. But at the same time, they know. We'll come right back through and ask them, would you have a donation, anything you want to give? Because we can't sell the truth. We can only hand out the truth and get a donation for the truth.
That's
because
right.
the truth is powerful, and it's not from us, it's from Almighty God.
Thank
and
you.
So we want to get that to the people.
Thank you. I love that because I said that the paper costs $2, but what price can you pay on the truth from God? Thank you for pointing that out. That is very, very good. And you lead me to ask brother, this question. That's a nice mask, brother.
Oh, we know.
A bow tie too, brother Daniel made that.
Absolutely.
Oh man, the paper captain got all kind of skills, y'all. That's brother Daniel.
Brother Daniel. There you go, brother.
My brother.
Brother Daniel got you coming, got you going. That's really nice.
Yes, ma'am.
Brother Daniel, good. You have any more of yours that you want to show the people? We can sell some right here today.
Come on.
You got some in the car.
He's sold out.
Oh, sold out. Missed the boat. Well, that led me to the question, but your ensemble stopped me because it's just so fly. But
Thank you, ma'am.
door to door, you know, how are you all doing with the door to door customers? Because we know, remember when the minister had the Exodus program? He said, get your 100 customers. And it builds that relationship, and so not only are you giving them things, but you also have that relationship. And if they need anything, how is that aspect of the pushing there in Antelope Valley?
Well, the door-to-door customers. First of all, let me say something about my brother because.
Can you come up a little bit closer to your mic?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you.
First, let me say something about my brother. He's been out in AV way before I was, and the brother been pushing on Jay and Challenger. He's the one that made Jay and Challenger what it is. Him and his sons. They was out there. So we don't have no problem with that. And the pushing for us to door to door, we constantly getting customers as we go out there because we just flooding the streets or the doors with the final call. Yes, so we got pie customers, paper customers, and digital customers as we go. But we just don't go to Antelope Valley. We go to California City. We go to Mojave.
Ooh, y'all out there.
Lake LA. No, these are the areas that's all our areas that we stay out there. We stay out there. So we have a lot of area to cover. And it's great being out there because it's fairly new. And the people are excited to see us.
Yeah.
As we be out there. And the energy is great. You know, but like I say, if it wasn't for the brother stepping up, and he's a pioneer.
That's exactly right.
He's a pioneer, and he's been there. But by him coming aboard, I have learned so much that helps us to continue on. For as our papers, like you say, like the brother was saying, getting our money in early.
Yeah.
But it was a system that he set up.
Yeah. Wow.
You know what I mean? So man, but you talk to him, you talking to me.
That's right.
You talk to me, you talking to him, and we constantly talk. Every day.
That's right.
This is what makes our squad so tight because we do talk. Then we talk to the men.
Come on.
You know what I mean?
That's
but
right.
we have to have that energy. But the brothers, I just want to say something about Brother Daniel and our first officer and all the brothers. Man, these brothers are great. These brothers are genuine brothers for us. Love. You can call these brothers.
Wow.
And they'll come. You know what I mean?
Right.
And our curriculum this week was reflecting on Almighty God a lot. Daily. You know what I mean?
Right.
This is what's going to continue us to do what we do. Is reflecting on Almighty God a lot constantly.
Wow.
That's what keeps us from not want to, go crazy out there in the streets when somebody say, get away from you.
Come on.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that, F this. You know what I mean? That if you're not reflecting on Almighty God Allah, when you go to knock on somebody's door and they tell you, man, I don't want that crap, get out of here. If you don't carry Almighty God Allah with you daily when you're out there pushing, you might do something. If you're not thinking. So if you're not feeling that way, don't go pushing.
Don't even go. You got to go in the right spirit.
Don't go. No, ma'am. Just like you don't approach your prayer when things ain't right.
Go ahead.
You know what I mean? And that's one of the keys of being successful. It's prayer every day.
Yes, sir.
Before you get out there in the streets and when you come back.
Yeah.
Thinking a lot that nothing harm come to me and my brother or the other brothers out there pushing. Because it's dangerous out there. We don't know what lurks out there.
That's right.
But Almighty God, Allah do.
Wow. Wow.
I love pushing.
Come on.
This brother here love pushing.
Come on.
So that's what makes
Praise
us.
be
And
to
the
God.
brothers that standing over back there, Sharif and Mike
Thank you.
Shabazz and all these other brothers out here.
Thank
I know
you.
they love pushing.
Yes, we do.
Anybody that can push 500 paces must love pushing.
Thank you. Man, the pioneers would be proud. I know, look, the energy is so electric, but I knew it was going to be like that from having the
Yes,
push crew in
ma'am.
before.
Thank you.
Thank you, brothers, for what you do. I know it is duty, we came to push the program, but you're pushing it with such pride, joy, and you're working cheerfully. So I say thank you very much.
Thank you for having us, Sister
Praise
Charlene.
be
We
to Allah.
appreciate you.
Sister Charlene, I'd like to say something about my
Well,
brother.
go on ahead.
Brother Billy. I just want you to know, a lot of people don't know this about the brother, but he's the most beautiful brother in the sense of the love and the care that he do after we've finished pushing.
Wow.
We go push, and he's still going out and reaching out to the people after we've done. He's going and stopping by people that came to our meeting. We actually had a building out in the Antelope Valley.
Come on now,
and
Brother
we had
Anzar.
our only meeting place. We were out on the corners handing out food. Brother goes to the houses of the people that came and signed the letter and said, or signed on the note that this is my address, this is my phone number. He goes and visits them, brings them papers. He goes and contacts and connects with all of the people that we have completely forgot about during this pandemic. But this brother's still connected.
Wow.
And he is 24/7, not one day, every day he's doing this. Right now, he's doing this when he's fixing to go out and go back and go to work. This brother is 24/7. So I didn't mind. It was a pleasure and an honor to step and stand beside him.
Wow.
It's that much love.
Yeah, thank you,
just
brother.
wanna
So
say
what
that.
you're saying is that's a pastor. Okay. That's a pastor.
ma'am.
Okay, well, thank you, brothers. We have about 10 more minutes.
Yes, man.
Black Squad.
Come, all right, here they
Come
go.
on, Black Squad.
Black Squad.
One's a newlywed,
That's right.
one single.
Come on, man.
We're not pimping. I'm just saying, Brother
Real
Sharif.
man. Real man do real
But Sharif,
things.
you're not married, right?
Not yet.
All right, MGT.
Soon to be.
Brother Chris
Inshallah.
is, and these two off limits over here on the far right. Okay, so I'm gonna this is my mic. Y'all gotta share the mic. So we have brother Mike Shabazz on the far right, brother Chris in the middle, Christopher. But no. That's enough up here because I'm distanced from my mask. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, you good?
But you don't have a partner. Well, he can come up with brother Everett in a minute.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, they come up with it.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just take my mic and go further off the frame like
No,
this.
you good, right
you
there.
can go. You can share brother Mike Shabazz, brother Everett.
Right here?
Mhm.
Right here?
Yep. Because he had an instruction. I can't change the instruction. I don't care if it's my show. There you go. So y'all masked up. You're good. Brush Reef, stay right there. All right. Look at these beautiful masks. Are these brother Daniel specials?
Yes, ma'am.
To create bro ties.
But Daniel, I feel neglected.
We got you.
But let's go. Let me not. Tell us their post, brother, first.
We have brother Sharif Muhammad right here, one of our top final call salesmen in the Nation of Islam.
That's right.
Right here.
Thank you, brother Sharif.
Black Squad.
Black
We have brother
Squad.
Student Lieutenant Sharif right there.
Yes, sir.
We have Student Officer Chris right here, top salesman in the Final Call newspaper, Black
Wow,
Squad.
Black Squad.
We have Student Lieutenant Mike Shabazz, top salesman in the Black Squad.
Come on, Mike Shabazz.
That's right.
And we have brother Everett right here.
Go ahead.
Brand new to the
Pushing,
Bubbly Club.
pushing right here with the Black Squad. This is their squad right here.
Yes, sir.
And what'd you
That's
say?
what I represent.
Thank you, brother,
Brand new
first.
club.
Brand new to the Bubbly Club.
You brand new. Congratulations. Welcome.
Just got his bundle.
Welcome.
Just bundled up. Just bundled up.
Stay in that bundle.
That's right.
I love the FOI. Welcome, brother Everett. Let me make a point of clarification. Brother Mike Shabazz has been married 2 years. I said newlywed. I think that 5 years, 3 years, 3 years.
Yes, ma'am.
Will
Yes,
be.
ma'am.
But brother, let's start with my far right. When did you come in?
I came in about 4 years ago.
Praise be to Allah. Although we know this is big brother Captain Shahid's son, so he was like born into the
Yes, ma'am.
into the nation. But you handle a lot at Simply Wholesome. You handle a lot at Lamert Park.
Yes, ma'am.
How does it feel knowing that in addition to the final call, you really are a protector out there? Because I've seen you all handle stuff. And you just by your presence, things are calm and quieter and cooler. It doesn't jump off. I've seen that too. But how do you feel knowing that you carry that, Brother Sharif? Y'all too, everybody.
Well, first off, I want to start off by saying in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness there is no God but Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is his messenger. You know, to answer your question, it's all praises due to Allah. You know, it's his strength, it's his guidance, you know, that gives us that protection. You know, I'm just being used as a vessel, and you know, the only way that's possible is through prayer, and through our faith, our faith in Allah. So he's given us that opportunity to be the protectors out there, to be the beacon of hope, to be the beacon for change.
Thank you. I want to ask you this, and then it'll be the. Oh yes, sir. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You wanted to say something?
Oh no, man. I will say something.
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
Just
Go ahead,
to
brother
add
Mike.
to that is just we're dealing with Lamert Park and just dealing with our people in general. It comes basically down to the love. And if we know that we have a job to do, and some people get ruffled by the feathers of just seeing that it's somebody's taking authority, taking charge of a post over them. But if they see the love and they see the dedication that we're not here to control you or trying to hurt you, we trying to protect you. Then they understand that love. They feel more secure. And when they feel more secure, then they relax and they embrace us instead of rejecting us. And that's part of what our teachings bring. That's why we have to submit to do the will of God. And that's what we do through every day pushing the paper and going out to Lamert Park and other areas. They feel the love all the way around.
Yeah. Thank you, Brother Mike, for adding that. Look, I could have all my papers. I could have my digital subscription. I could have already seen or know what's going to be in the paper. But when I see you all out there, I'll get it. Because it represents so much being out there. I mean, look, we're in the mask all day. We do have the mandate from the man of God. But it's a challenge, right? It's a challenge being in the heat. It's a challenge being, as you're saying, with the people. I want to ask you, what is the most memorable moment? I'll ask each of you. What is the most memorable moment, starting with Brother Sharif, that you have had of getting this word of God to the people?
I have memorable moments.
Wow.
And those moments are when I'm approached by people out there and they say they want to join the Nation of Islam.
Come on.
Without me even having to say anything to them. Lately that's been happening. They just been coming up to even sisters.
Wow.
I want to join the Nation of Islam. How do I be a part?
Yeah.
And those are my most memorable moments, not just, off of getting the donation. Our sole purpose is to deliver the dead to the Lamb of God.
Right.
So, that's why we out there with this Final Call newspaper, the second minister to our beloved minister, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, Jesus in our midst.
Yeah.
So, that's where the work is. And it is challenging out there. So one thing that I had to make sure that I started doing or just, kept in my mind when I started pushing the 500 papers was make sure that I'm making my prayers, every day, before and after. The 1 meal a day is very important. So, keeping Allah on your mind and heart at all times is how these papers are getting moved, and keeping the love, in your heart. First, you got to have, love for self.
Yes, sir.
And be able to go out there and generate that love, to the people. That's what helps us to overcome the negativity that comes to us out there. And like our student regional paper captain, said, sometimes they'll turn around and give you a donation.
Yeah.
You could get 100 no's out there, and that's challenging. You out there, and the people, they not wanting the paper. They don't even want to take them when you're trying to give it to them for free.
Right.
And then it all turns around.
Wow.
It all turns around, and things starts flowing. People start taking the paper, dropping donations on you.
Yeah.
So, so all praise is due to Allah.
That's right.
Allah tests you sometimes like that with your faith to see, if you're going to remain faithful. Do you really mean this, when you say you an FOI? Do
Yes,
you mean
sir.
this when you say you a member of the Nation of Islam?
Yeah. Wow. Thank you for that. I know we have one more brother, right? Brother James is going to come up.
Brother Dennis, he's supportive.
So let Brother Chris, if you could just push that mic over there. I just want to ask Brother Chris, you in the bundle club? You in the
Chris is pushing
500?
500.
We got 4 minutes. If y'all will allow me to do this, tell me how you did it. What does it mean to you? Tell me how you got into the bundle club. What does it mean to you? And brother, you come out and give one remark about your you in the bundle club?
Yes.
Okay. And the same thing, and then we're going to get out. So
right,
Felicia
let's
don't
hurry
hit me in the head with a brick.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Brother Chris.
Assalamu alaikum, family.
Walaikum salam.
I just wanted to just say that, you know, everything was launched with the spirit, you know, from the Ramadan, you know, been in the Bundle Club before the Ramadan, but the increase came when, you know, our first officer, you know, on orders from the regional, Western Regional, Captain Charlene Muhammad, you know, urged us to increase, and we did it. And once we increased, we saw that the people was taking the paper. You know, the spirit was just wanting us to do more, increased it, and then we had to test ourselves. You know, test our faith to the point to where we, you know, making it hard because it was too easy to push 300 papers. You know, that's where the pressure comes.
Thank you, Brother Chris.
You gotta see it through. Thank you.
Great segue. I like that. It was too easy. Go ahead, Brother Everett, real quick. Then we coming to you. Walaikum salam.
I want to say that it was really getting into the Bundle Club for the first time ever. You know, I've been in and out of the Nation of Islam, you know, functioning for like 20 years. But one day I was rolling with Brother Chris, and he played a tape for me with Brother J.A. at the officers meeting. I just started crying. And I was like, you know what, you really ain't nothing without your home, you know, with brotherhood. So, and it was so infectious in the spirit, I just I took all excuses away.
There you go.
That's right. I mean, I went dug deep in my pockets, went to my jelly jar. And you know,
Not the jelly jar.
And I told the brother, I'm not going down. And just recently, I went back to 50 because of, you know, some financial. But just a minute ago, I was able to bump back up to 50 with my brother Sherry standing right next to me.
Come on. Way to bump up. Thank you, Brother Everett.
Yes, ma'am.
Brother, he said your name, but give me your name again.
Brother Dennis.
Brother Dennis. Okay, Brother Dennis, you 1 or 5? 500, 100?
100.
Bundle Club. Welcome. How did you do it, and how do you feel being a part of the Bundle Club?
I feel great about the Bundle Club. At first, when I used to hear about the Bundle Club, I was, you know, kind of in doubt and scared. You know,
you're scared.
You know, it sounded like 1,000 people. But then after a while, you know, a couple of brothers, you know, sticked with me and talked with me and kind of stayed on my head and said it's easier than you think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Just be consistent.
Yeah.
And so basically, that's all I have. I thank AV for being out there in AV because I really needed them when I registered, you know, become a registered member in the Nation of Islam. I was in AV.
And when was that?
Oh, that was like April 2014.
Praise be to Allah. Yes, sir. Thank you, Brother. May Allah continue to strengthen you, everybody,
Yes, ma'am.
but especially the new Bundle Club members to continue to strive. And, of course, I love the brotherhood. You know, you had a brotherhood, right?
That's right. Yes, ma'am.
And I know y'all got our back. So thank you. Let's do that revolution. Let's get that million. Let's get them subscriptions digital.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. Can y'all come back and do an update?
Yes, ma'am.
Of course.
Okay, let's do this once a month.
Yes.
Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
All right. Thank y'all for Grace and Liberated
Thank you,
Sisters.
Sister
Thank y'all
Charlene.
so much.
Thank you, Sister Charlene. We
Thank you. Appreciate y'all. Thank you, all the FOI. Thank you, Attorney Pamela Muhammad. Thank you, Love Not Blood Campaign. Thank you to Tulsa. I just want to say thank you to everybody. I'm Sister Charlene Muhammad saying, more importantly above it, thank you, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Yes, right.
Thank you, Allah, for the minister. And we pray for your family, Brother Minister Farrakhan. We pray for all of your family, near and far, all of your loved ones. And thank you for loving us enough. And thank you for loving the Honorable Elijah Muhammad enough to bring his name back up from the earth so that we could be here. And we will do better. And the brothers have inspired us. So I'm Sister Charlene Muhammad saying if it's impacting our community or can uplift us as a people, let's talk about it. Peace.
Bush, bro.
That's right.